I'm here today in Berlin at the Global Agritech and Food Summit in Berlin, Germany. And today I'm sitting with Ligia Rütgers. She's the head of product development at KWS, and she gave a very inspiring presentation yesterday. And I wanted to take your time today, Ligia, to discuss a bit about, first of all, the main key outcomes you got from this summit and the participation and the different discussion that were held amongst participants here. Ligia, please.
Hello, so thank you for that and this opportunity also to talk to you today. For me, it has been really nice to participate in the summit, talk to other people, other players also in the industry, but also I think the main message and some things that we discussed and have been discussing is how we can all collaborate together, thinking about bringing the sustainability and goals and each one contributing one part. And one thing that was said yesterday that it also stuck to my mind was this part about we go out of the just saying about use cases, but really saying about the business cases. What are the business cases behind? So I think that's also very important, and that's a way that we can, in the end, then reach out to the farmers when we have really something more concrete.
Yesterday in your presentation you mentioned this aspect about the current use of big data and analytics and how it could really make a difference. How do you see that in your company as data usage over the last years, and how it's becoming a key element in the way that companies are using digital technologies and data in that way?
So I think data, big data, data analytics is something very important, because through that they are really game changers, because through that we can really increase the efficiency that we have in the breeding, for example. So we can reduce cycles, we can make predictions that will help us to create better or make populations and then create better varieties. We can also identify targets, for example, for genome editing. So there are a lot of technologies that the data analytics and data analytics can help us to be more precise and faster in the identification of the best varieties or hybrids that we are going to finally put in the market. But the other way to do that is also that we generate a lot of knowledge. So during all this phase of seed product development, we are making trials, we have a lot of data, we are collecting a lot of information about our seeds that are in the hands during the development. So the idea is that we can also leverage all this expertise for a farmer. So when we sell a seed, for example, we also provide better recommendations that are going to be dependent on his field, on the variety that he is using, and on the conditions that he has. So it's not more something that's average, but really something that's by designed to a specific field. And we can just do it if we rely on data that we have.
So you see a clear connection between the efforts put by seeds company like KWS into data analytics and the impact for the farmers at the ground and farm level. Is it clear also on this side about the uptake of digital innovative technologies, including data, but also robotics, sensor, drones, and so on, for the farmers on the day-to-day life?
For the farmers is always different, the level of precision maybe that they have compared to what we use in R&D is different. But the digitalization in the agriculture we see a lot. We see in the field there are a lot of farmers, of course, like all the other sectors, some of the early adopters. But in general, I see a big transition. It is happening. So we see it in all the parts of the farms today. There are sensors on the field. A lot of farmers rely on that. There are a lot of smart machineries. We talk a lot about precision agriculture. So the farmers indeed see the value of that. But then there are other aspects also for the adoption of technology that goes through the part of costs. And the main challenge also how they can then use all the different technologies and connect all of that to have an answer for one question that they might have.
We talked a lot about sustainability also here in the scope of this summit. So how do you see the connection between new tools, new technologies, data and so on, with the big intention of the seed sector and the agricultural sector to really transition into a more sustainable agro ecosystem?
I think the data analytics and also big data analytics can help us and now I'm going to talk a little bit from the side of KWS being a seed company. But the way that we see is that we are using this data to develop crops that, for example, are using less resources. For example, that they don't need so much water, or that they can be tolerant to drought, for example, and that they can make better use of natural resources. And this, of course, can help then in the end in the part of sustainability.
Great. Maybe one last word on how do you see the seed industry to work together as in a coordinated way to maybe address some forthcoming challenges also with your experience in the seed industry and in the seed sector. Where do you see that we as industry we can work together to really make progress all together?
Now, coming from the data part, I think this is one thing that is still missing, how we can discuss maybe some standards, but maybe aligning some of the things that we want as humanity, and move forward. And in terms of data, there are some things that we could be discussing in terms of data standards, and I think this will help a lot if we could sit together. And if you think about this integration, really, for example, if you think about the banking, what they did that in the part of financing with the open banking concept, maybe we could be thinking something similar about in the agriculture sector.
Okay, interesting. So it's all about exchanging information, discussion platform, cooperation, harmonization.
Because today we have a lot of data. There are some data that are public available, but true is that it's very difficult to trust, so to say, this data and make that the data can interact with each other. When we go to a data analysis standpoint of view, we still are a little bit siloed, and it would be nice if you would have a seamless integration and think about that the agriculture is really the ecosystem, and create this ecosystem of data exchange.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Ligia, for